Hi, in today's lesson we're going to take a quick look at something kind of fun. This is called a KenKen puzzle, and this is something that a lot of teachers in math classes have been using a little bit more frequently. So it might be something that you've seen through class, or it might just be something that you enjoy doing on your own time. It works strategy-wise kind of similarly to Sudoku. So if you play Sudoku, you might also like KenKen puzzles and vice versa. And today we're going to take a look at an introductory puzzle and just talk about the rules of the game and get a quick introduction of how to approach a basic KenKen puzzle where we're only looking at one math operation right now, which is going to be adding. They have KenKen puzzles where you can do addition and subtraction, or addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division if you prefer. But right now we're looking at a 4x4 puzzle where we're only looking at addition as the math operation involved. So first, let's talk about a couple general rules for a KenKen puzzle. So if you have a 4x4 puzzle, that means that you are going to have the numbers, whenever it's 4x4, you're going to have the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you had a 3x3 puzzle, you're only going to have numbers 1, 2, and 3. If you had a 7x7 puzzle, you would have numbers 1 through 7 that you're going to have to place into the puzzle. Now, any number that you place cannot be repeated in any row or any column. Any number you place cannot be repeated in any row or any column. So we're going to take a look at how that works with a puzzle like this. So if we take a look at this box here, for example, this box has a 1 in the upper left corner, and it doesn't have any math operation next to it. And we see that this bolded box stands by itself. So the 1 in the corner actually lets us know those are the ones we're going to start with. That's a give me. It's automatically going to be a 1. And same thing with this box down here with the 3 in the top left corner. It's a standalone box. The number in the corner actually tells you the number that's going to go into the puzzle for your final. So those, for this puzzle, those are our two gimmies that we have, the 1 and the 3. And then from there, we can build off of that, taking a look at the actual mathematical operations that we have to do. So for example, if we take a look over here, these two boxes together are bolded, and in the upper left, it says 3 plus. That means that the numbers that go into these two boxes have to add together to give us a result of 3. Now, keep in mind that since these two boxes are in the same column, numbers can't be repeated. So the only possible numbers that can add up to 3 out of 1, 2, 3, and 4 would be a 1 and a 2. So we know that we have a 1 and a 2 somewhere in those two boxes, but at the moment we're not quite sure of what the order is. So now let's take a look across. We see that we already have a 1 in this row. So if we look horizontally, we can't have a 1 go on top here in our 3 plus box. So that means we would have to have the 1 down here in this one, and therefore the 2 would be left up there. So this box adds up to 3 for the 1 and the 2, and we know that it's 2 on top and 1 on bottom out of those two spaces because of the 1 that we see in this horizontal row. So now we're going to keep going with a few of these deductions to try to fill in more spaces in our puzzle. So does anyone know what number goes up here in this box on the top left? So if you said 4, you're correct. If we look in this column, we already have a 1, 2, and 3. So that means what we're going to be left with up here is a 4. Now, let's take a look at, as we add in more numbers, what we're starting to fill in for this 3-box set, where the sum for all 3 of those, if we look in this top left corner, that says 8 plus. So that means all 3 of these boxes have to add up to 8. And we already have 4 here. So that means our remaining 2 boxes have to add up to 4. And based on our rules of no repeats in any given column, we know that we couldn't have a 2 and a 2 because that would repeat in that column. So the only other numerical combination from 1, 2, 3, and 4 that could sum together to give us 4 would be 1 and 3. So we know that these boxes are 1 and 3, and to figure out which one goes where, we can use a similar strategy that we did over here when we were figuring out the 1 and the 2, which order to place those in. So let's take a second to look at this. And if we see we have a 1 in this horizontal row, so that prevents us from having another 1 added to that row, which means for our 1 and 3, we have a 1 up top, and we have a 3 in that bottom box. So together, if you check these 3 together, 4 plus 1 plus 3 does add up to 8. So that checks out. So forth and so on, we want to go ahead and continue around our board and fill in wherever we can. Anytime you have a row or a column where you have all of the boxes filled in except for one, that means by process of elimination you can always figure out that remaining box. So here we have a 1, 2, and 3 in this row, so that means we have to have a 4 here. And in order to add up to 7, we have a 4 here, so for these two boxes to add up to 7, since we have a 7 plus there, that means that this box has to be a 3. So as you see, we're slowly going around the board, filling in more and more information as we go. Let's take a look up top here. This is 5 plus, which means these two boxes have to sum together to give us 5. Well, we already have 1 and 4 in that row, so we know the remaining numbers have to be 2 and 3, but we're not sure which order. It could be 2, 3, or 3, 2. So let's take a look vertically and see if we can eliminate anything. If you notice this 3 in this column, then you're in good shape, because noticing that lets us know that we can't have another 3 in that column to repeat. So this has to be our 2 in the upper right portion of our puzzle, and that means what's left here is a 3 for this box. Now if we look at this column on the right, we have 3 numbers there. We're only missing 1. That's a 2, 3, and 4. But we're missing 1 in that column, so we know a 1 goes there. And for these two to sum together to give us 5, that's a 5 plus, so we need 1 plus 4 to give us 5. A 4 goes in there. And now here, the only number missing from this row, if you got 2, you're correct. So we have a 2 there. The only number missing from this column is a 4. And the only number missing from this row is a 2. And once we add in that last number, our puzzle is now complete. So if you'd like to learn more, we will occasionally be posting some of these kind of fun video explanations of KenKen puzzles, Sudoku puzzles, and similar sort of brain activities. If you'd like to learn more, please feel free to visit our website at www.sandersontestprep.com. The link is in the description below. Thanks for watching.